Hey everybody! He's back. 820 is the silent. Random rare or a curse or for a rare card you could just choose to obtain. Choosing is pretty good. Oh, okay. I actually like where we're at right now. I know, by the way, let's not get too negative too early. Tools of the Trade is lovely, without a doubt, for enabling a discard meta with stuff like Sneaky Strike. I got nothing against that. I do wish that the curse weren't pain. What are you gonna do, though? Hey, what? Okay. I also wish that Glass Knife wasn't the worst card, or the last card we drew, but, give me some AoE. Glass Knife, particularly... That's not the order you play those in. Particularly whence upgraded is an extremely good encounter destroyer for us. Apparently, it's also the heaviest card in the deck. A lot of people aren't aware that the heaviness of the cards has a huge impact on when you draw them in Slay the Spire. I am, obviously, because I just mentioned it. Let's do this in the right order this time. Not that it mattered for lethality there. Dude, absolutely, I'll always take the footwork. Get rid of this normality, or this pain, sorry, it's crushing me. Eviscerate. Eviscerate, it's the greatest lie, the trick that the devil ever pulled. Eviscerate with Tools of the Trade unupgraded is, like, still unplayable. We're gonna go for this because I've screwed this up early, so why not see if the game is gonna lift us, it's gonna give us an escape rope. Okay? It's not a great item, but I don't think it's a great item in terms of, like, the meaningfulness with which it helps us out. But we did get it for essentially no cost, and I'm very pleased about that. Now we gotta think. Okay, so we've been given a golden gift and a chance at redemption here. This is pretty good AoE, but it's very expensive. It's like 29 poison damage. 28 poison damage. I'm like, embarrassingly, I was like, what's 7 times 8 again? It's one of those, it always gets me. 8 times 8, you're like it's 64. 6 times 8, you're like it's 48. 7 times 8, you're like, dude, there's nothing I can do. Obviously I've done it in the in the background calculations now. 17. I think we're just gonna skip. I don't think any of that's meaningful. I don't think I'm interested. And this is a real tough one, but I think the most valuable upgrade is Glass Knife. If a fight goes on long enough for us to draw this card 2 times, we're gonna love having that upgrade. Okay, be smart. What do you play first? We're gonna play Survivor, so I think we'll strike, Survivor, and then play all-out attack. Glass Knife only does 18 damage, but that does put this guy on lethal. Oh, sorry, it does 24 damage. I had it backwards. Or not backwards, just incorrect. No meaningful transformation of the original situation. Okay, so you are also dead now. And footwork... I think strike is better. I think I'd rather save the energy potion and the footwork for a later fight. I don't do that, like, I don't take much pleasure in that, but I think that we probably save more damage by playing that strike, even though strike is a much worse card in most circumstances. I'm thinking dynamically on my feet. We're drawing 9 cards turn 1. Toss me a backflip so we can get to 10. Okay, this is anytime you can basically 2 for 1. You know, we were gonna have to play 2 defense anyway to get full block. Instead of playing 2 defense, 24 plus 12. Now we weren't gonna kill him anyway. Instead of playing 2 defense, why not play a footwork and a survivor? Same energy cost. However, we get 2 decks for the entire fight instead. I really like Cloak and Dagger. I also really like Sucker Punch. Normally I would take Cloak and Dagger, so let's take Sucker Punch, like I just did. Sorry, I'm a little slow on the verbosity today. It's a situation where I will pay to heal, so that we've got a better chance of fighting this guy. I will not go for the upgrade there. I'd rather have the Relic chance. I'll lose the Swift Potion. Dude, okay. I mean, they're not the worst cards we could have upgraded. We could have upgraded, just thinking here. We could have upgraded our strikes, I guess with a whetstone. That would have been worse. I'm willing to do this. I know the cost here, and I'm willing to bear the brunt of it. Now, am I willing to bear the brunt of it again? No. I hate you, by the way. I bet if I'd done that in the opposite order, Pen Nib would have killed you. Well, here's what you do. You go like this, and don't even think about it. 33, 31, we live. And then Glass Knife, of course, just one card right after we needed it. With Glass Knife, I don't think we need huge damage with Riddle with Holes. I don't think a Quick Slash does enough for us. I hate you. We were so close. We were free. Okay, okay. You gotta die in one hit. That's your problem. So I think we have to do it like this. Otherwise, the block would have made him, they would have made him unkillable. I'll just level with you. It's not a good time to be fighting the Guardian, which is why specifically I took a block. I'd rather be fighting the Guardian than the Slime, don't get me wrong, but... Caltrops is very, very nice here. I think we've been granted the kind of gift we can't forget about. If we get Glass Knife and 2 other attacks, this could work. So we need to get to 31 damage. Wait. We can get there even without getting Pen Nib Glass Knife. So don't run the risk of playing this first, discarding the card that's going to get you where you need to go. Get that out there. Get this out here. And then don't even play all out attack. It's not necessary. We're going to need to be pretty on the ball to make this one happen. Thank you. Thank you. It's glorious. Great work. Might as well hit you for 12. No. Dumb. I was like, well, no, don't waste a Pen Nib on that. Use it on a Neutralize instead. It's free. Like, literally just doesn't even make any sense. But, okay. We really want upgraded Neutralize and Sucker Punch because we don't get to push the weakness unless we draw them on the same turn. Which is not unlikely necessarily, but, you know, not the most likely outcome. It's okay, but we can't afford to take that damage like that too much more frequently. It doesn't really matter what we play. It's wrong! Okay, these little habits on 820 are going to cost me in a big way. I've learned that, obviously, many times in the past, but... why not try to get Pen Nib closer to functioning, you know? At least we ran the numbers on that one, right? This is a big turn, very important turn. That's good. It's very good. 17, you're doing 12 damage. Might as well hit you again. I think that we were basically a Caltrops away from losing this, so I appreciate the Power Potion a great deal. Doesn't really matter what we discard, we can always just play that. We still could lose, but as time goes on, it's obviously becoming, you know, less and less likely. And this is the real danger of Glass Knife, which is, I think, obvious. It gets a lot worse as time goes on. You want to kill enemies quickly. In spite of the fact that we're not running a poison deck, I just think Corpse Explosion is substantially better than Die. And Grand Finale is like, in the right circumstances, sure. But right now, I don't know about that, okay? And I think Sozu is just, it's maybe like the best relic. I don't know. I actually might prefer Cursed Key. think we want to hit the shop. Or do we want to just... that forces us to fight 2 elites. At least... Yeah, I like this path. It's got a nice... We hedge our bets a little bit on it. Dude, I love this turn. Thank you. Okay, so here you go. What do? Hit this guy for as much as possible. He's dead. They're all dead because of Mercury Hourglass. Even if we drew no attacks, they're all dead next turn. Beautiful. Be smart about this. I don't think we need another deflect yet. I think we would do better upgrading our existing defend if possible. The neutralize is big to get him into corpse explosion range. But we might just be able to... It's a bit... Don't get rid of the strike. Thank you. Never mind, it's totally fine. Everything's going okay right now. I do think a dagger spray is kind of tempting. But we do have 2 AoE cards. It's not a lot, but... I don't know. I'm trying to resist the notion that the deck needs anything added to it right now. It seems like it's doing okay for itself. I think you just got to get in the habit, play those attacks, get pen nib incremented up. Don't waste an energy playing a block you don't need just to try to draw something better. Right now, maybe in the future that'll be a little bit more prudent. Got exactly where we needed to get there. Now he's doing 27 damage. Oh, yikes. Well, it's kind of a compromise, but I'll take it. We got to do 34. Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. We can take it down to 3 damage, though, which is manageable. Now we gotta do 23. Easy enough. Good pen nib. I'm gonna take a deflect. It's probable that fight has got me scared. But I'm willing to be scared. I don't know, man. I think a second glass knife is really good. Let's go second glass knife, and then make elites easier. Normally, I would have gone for bottled tornado. I would have put the dex in our hand, but I honestly don't think. It's not that I think the dex is unnecessary. I just don't think it's that good. So let's crunch here. What are we gonna play? We're not going to kill him on turn 1, so we're obviously going to defend more. What's our best defend? Probably Survivor. Are we going to play 2 defense? In all likelihood. So let's do this. And this. Now we're taking 4 damage. And then on top of that, I don't really care about playing all-out attack, because he's going to put up 3 block. Why not backflip and see if we get another deflect? Oh, we didn't need the deflect. What we did get is a better glass knife. I don't know if that's the best turn for us, but it is a turn where we did a lot of damage and took 0. So I'm for it. Now, corpse explosion. Lovely, but necessary? Debatable. Instead, 0 damage turn. Thank you for taking a turn off to debuff. I really appreciate it. But now we gotta be smart on this one. Definitely we will want to weaken him, but we don't have to weaken him yet, you know. Now we'll weaken him, because we're not going to play another attack through his shield. So he's doing 18 damage. Totally fine by me. You know, Mercury Hourglass is slowly getting him there. So we got to do 18 damage. Please. Oh, that hurts. That hurt a lot. Okay. It is what it is. Bouncing Flask. I'm taking it specifically to purge artifacts at this point. Please heal me. I can't. We'll die to the elite, even though we took this. So I'll tell you exactly what we want. It's obvious. We want Corpse Explosion. People have been telling me, hey, dummy, stop prioritizing this guy. So I'm going to stop prioritizing this guy. We definitely didn't need to do it in that order. We draw 1 glass knife, though. This fight's over. We get a relic. Humorous. What a humorous situation. I'm not even crunching the numbers. I think we live with 8 HP. Obviously, I crunched the numbers, okay? You think I got a death wish? Hilariously, because of our weakness, this guy's not even gonna die right now. So one of these has to hit you. Thank you. I appreciate that more than you could ever know. Thankfully, you are all going to be killed now, but you really got me sweating a little bit. Snecko's Skull seems pretty good with what we got going on. Honestly, I mean, right now I feel like I'm not in a position to be saying no to something like Deflect. We'll rest again. I will. The thing is, I'll lose all my gold, but man, if we had just gotten, if we'd fought and we drew Corpse Explosion turn 1, we'd probably be like, thank God we didn't, even though the relic is not that useful. Let's just pretend like, hey dude, obviously we didn't, because this is the draw we would have had it gone differently, but you know, you can't really think like that. So I actually, in this turn, I think we want to roll the dice. I think we want to gamble. We don't want to kill this guy. I think we want to put him one hit away from death, which should be this, and then Corpse Explosion for 50 damage on this guy. 51, to be precise. He's dead to the Hourglass. Again, let's just call it like we see it. Good idea, bad execution, i.e. what else is new? So I could hit you for 16, or I could hit you for, I mean, geez, 23 in 2 turns. It's pretty good, and it just keeps amping up after that, but it pays for itself real quick. Still gonna get hurt. It's okay. As long as we're alive. And this is not a very, it's not a high testosterone way to approach the run. But I'm playing a card game on the internet. I don't know what testosterone has to do with it. The internet, everyone's testosterone obsessed these days. I don't understand. You know, I go to the gym, I work out, I've had shoulder hair since I was 17 years old. I'm not saying testosterone's a bad thing, don't get me wrong. I'm just saying y'all seem a little bit preoccupied with it. Maybe I'm missing something, I don't know. Alright, what I was gonna... I'm happy I did that, because we might just defend exclusively anyway. Close. As long as we're alive, this boss could grant us the win. I don't know what he would need to give us to make that situation possible. But he could. This is real scary. You're gonna start with a block, which is mostly we're playing for draw, and we know we want to weaken him. Still gonna hit me for 20. Out of these, I'd much rather get that Corpse Explosion out there. This damage, it might look a little meager. It's gonna get there. It's gonna start to hurt him pretty good. Now we have 3 attacks. I think I'll play my 3 attacks and footwork. Not losing pen nib or anything here. Footwork, I want it out there for sure. He's doing 15 damage. Not a problem. 13. All out attack just to bump into his block is not worth much here. Okay, so now we know he's going to purge the poison. It is unfortunate. We could get to a pen nib here. I think I'd like to. So next turn, no, next turn he's not necessarily going to take the turn off. With Bouncing Flask he will, so I think it would be good to play it. And I mean, Glass Knife is honestly just not worth that much here. Play this just to increment the pen nib. Now this is where we'd love to hit him with like another Bouncing Flask. I'll smack the crap out of him on this turn. We can't hold on to those glass knives forever, hoping that one day they're gonna be, you know, what we need them to be. 32 damage. Okay, so this is where you gotta throw something like this out here. We're only taking 6. It's honestly not that bad, but obviously we're one bad draw away from being killed. And this is not what we're looking for. So we're gonna stall. We're not gonna play our attacks because we have pen nib, and then we're going to be killed for certain. But wait, we're alive with 1 HP. And then he's hitting us for 78. That it presents an issue. We definitely can't get over it. Let's just make him bleed. You know, let's hit him with the old Phantom Threat. All right. All things considered, that was an okay run. We started to... I got in the zone. It took me a long warm-up there, but we got in the zone. Let's do it again. Let's go random... You know what? Let's go random boss relic. We don't discard our hand anymore. What the heck do you do with that? You know what? It's you Alt-Tab. How to build around Runic Pyramid. Please, internet. I'm begging you. Let's see what the Slay the Spire subreddit has to say. I have a lot of success with this relic when running the Silent. One of the main ways you die as the Silent is drawing 3 to 5 attacks on the turn the enemy mob decides to attack for 30. This relic prevents that from happening, as you get to save every block effect in your hand on the turns that the mob uses his turn to power up, and the mob's only attacking for 10, and you draw 3 blocks, you save 1 for a later turn. The relic's main downside is you draw less cards, true. However, you can be so efficient with your card use, I actually end up with a clogged hand by turn 5 or 6. My main tip is to draft deflects and footworks. You'll be missing an energy relic, so 0 energy cards are good. Being able to save free blocks for the turn you need them makes many fights much easier. Okay. Then the next comment. This is a boss relic that is often worse than taking nothing. Well, we'll see. So we need a couple of things in particular here. Let's take this path. We could choose to fight that elite. We need a couple of different things here. One thing that we need is the ability to get rid of garbage cards in our hand, particularly curses are the most dangerous. Or burns, you know, dazes, etc., etc. I guess dazes are not that dangerous, but because they'll exhaust themselves. But we need something to get rid of those. So anything with a discard associated with it, survivor helps, prepared maybe. If we're gonna go for a block focus deck, I like a dodge and roll. We have money. Let's get a relic. The relic is Potion Belt. Let's remove that curse. So here's what I'll admit without a doubt. I was underestimating Runic Pyramid because its effects are definitely... They seem a little bit more subtle than other cards, or other relics, I should say. So, you know, with other relics... Doesn't really matter if we play anything here. You know, you're like, I get 1 energy. It's easy, you know? Even an idiot like me could understand that. But with this, being able to not lose cards and save them for the turn on which they're most efficient is a little bit more subtle, right? Acrobatics, I'm not saying it's bad, but it does strike me as modestly dangerous. I don't see us being able to play it, even though it has a discard associated. I'll take a slice just to see how she goes. Current thinking is, you know, remove cards because the quality of cards that we have in this deck seems so much more important now. Because we're going to draw them and hold them for a long time. So what I want to avoid are situations where I draw like a basic strike and then go several turns without playing it, and it just clogs up my hand forever. Like, for example, this exact situation right here is a little dangerous with these slimes coming in. 9 damage. Perfect, perfect. That's why I actually thought that strike was a decent pickup, because... or not strike, sorry. So, what is it even called? I almost never take it. Slice! There we go. Thought Slice was a decent pickup, because, we're gonna play it every time we draw it. Unless, I don't know, we're fighting a timekeeper, but that's something we can worry about in the future. I do think Noxious Fumes works fine on a defensive deck, but I mean, you can't necessarily say no to Alchemize. It being free is kind of interesting. We take it so rarely. Why not give it a shot? And let's take this path over here, because here's what I like. You get a free potion every single fight now, and it's a card that exhausts, so it doesn't meaningfully thicken your deck. Elites are now easier. I really do not want to curse, I'm sorry to say, even though the gold is not immediately useful, so I feel like we've lost nothing of value. Okay, free block at some point in the future. Maybe this very fight, to be honest. 8 damage. The good news is, in most of the evaluation, it seems, that was on the... He's going to attack next turn. We might as well burn a turn of this, which means we didn't need the block potion, but... In fact, we really could have used it on this turn. Can we do 19 damage? No. Can we get to 18 block? Yes. Most of the evaluation seems centered... Not that it matters, I guess, but seems centered around the fact that if you took Runic Pyramid, you basically lost the ability to take an energy relic. Seems like an interesting option here. We didn't have that same thing to worry about right now. Let's make space. Because of the fact that we're... We got it instead of bag of prep. So I don't know. Maybe it's fine. Maybe it's fine, dude. Can I, like, make you vulnerable? Like, terror would have been pretty sick here. Obviously, we're going to wake him up. Just want to see what else is coming down the pipe. I think I don't know, man. I mean, we should have probably popped the steroid potion as well, but who's the boss? Ah, I'm actually not putting on airs. I'm very happy we didn't play the steroid potion, because I would like to save that for our slime boss. Okay, it's still gonna be tight. I want to be very clear, you know, no not burying the lead on this one. It's still hard. It's even hard to do 9 damage to this guy. We got very lucky to draw 3 attacks out of the 4 cards we were able to get. The boot could be good. Honestly, I think both Dash and Sucker Punch are really good. Let's go Dash. I mean, it helps to have some block, I guess. I'm gonna go ahead and lose 6 max HP. I think that if we're gonna be defensive, the max HP is not super relevant. 6 of it at least is not super relevant. Obviously, I could be more incorrect than I'd like to admit. Let's play 2 of these and then shoot for Survivor. As a calculated gamble, it didn't work out. Honestly. Still got 2 enemies with 22 HP. 17. We're not gonna get to 17. What would I love to see? I'm trying to think of what specifically helps us out the most against Slime Lord. Obviously, a big attack we can unleash at the right time. I think we have to bouncing... Finisher also all of these cards seem good. Prepared lets us cycle a trash card out of our hand and get something hopefully better. Finisher lets us prepare for like a huge turn. We get a bunch of 0-cost attacks and then... But I think Bouncing Flask immediately is borderline necessary to make sure we have enough actual damage to kill this guy. Legitimately. You know what? I'm dumb. Let's do this. And we did it in the right order. Thank God. I mean, it didn't matter. Any order would have been fine now that I think about it. We have to Bouncing Flask you. Let's put this up. Let's put this up. It's okay. Really should have done that earlier. I mean, we probably missed out on like 20 damage as a result of not doing it earlier. I don't really want to calculate a gamble just yet. We can save it. I want to not drop Bouncing Flask out of nowhere. It's pretty much more along the lines of what I was looking for there. Let's get out in front of it. 15 damage will put you at 34, which is exactly enough to split you. So we'll do that, and then we'll catch you with one of those. And we've put ourselves, as is often the case, in just an awful situation. You're doing 38 damage. We might die, and this would be a hard one for me to take because it would pretty much be 100% a result of my own idiocy. Straight up, get one of these out of here. We split the main slime at the worst possible time, and I didn't mention it because I didn't want you to get mad. Okay, well, we tried something new on that one. It didn't work, but we made it to the boss. It would take a little victory, just the slightest victory. Not much of a victory, but it's the only one I got. 99 gold for a rare card, bullet time, and what do you do with bullet time? Well, you enjoy it, for one, but taking expensive cards early is now viable. I think that this, I'll be the first to admit, not my finest run in terms of like overall genuine performance. But there's still one run left to see where we're gonna end up here, you know what I mean? We'll take a riddle with holes. Why a riddle with holes? Because it's expensive. We'll also make it better. So that's potentially 20 damage for 2, or soon 20 damage for free. And I do think we should take an aggressive approach. We'll take another expensive card that's actually quite good in the form of Dash. And let's see where we want to go here. A lot of 2 elite paths, one potential 3 elite path that I think is just a little bit too spicy. I'm willing to go for this double elite path early. I do think Dash is maybe worth more earlier, and then the neutralize, obviously, when we get the bosses that are doing 50 damage. We got real lucky there. They're doing 50 damage, we'll appreciate it more there. But this is just a fantastic start. Anytime we can draw bullet time, we're going to be real pleased about the whole situation. Now, let's draw it again. Oh. Close. 30. What do you think the odds are we can do 13 damage next turn? I actually think they're pretty good. Normally, I would just hit you, but I'm willing to take the gamble on this one. Yeah. I'm happy I did. Now this is, that's not the turn you want to draw bullet time on. But you probably will not live to hit me again. I like to live dangerously, I'm not even checking. Alright. Sorry, I clicked on something off of the screen there. He didn't live to hit me again. Well, he hit me, but it got blocked. There's semantic differences. He's still dead, I'm still right. I win, he loses. I don't think Sneaky Strike is good enough right now. I will say, oh dude, Orichalcum, I do not mind. This is actually a 3 elite path. My math was very bad earlier. Please repeat this exact turn immediately. I still think this is worth it. I think it's worth playing 1 Survivor if you don't take damage out of it. And this is another opportunity for Dash to be incredible. Please God, thank you. It's exactly what I wanted. Pen Nib is interesting, but not altogether great, I think. Predator is another interesting one. I do think we'd love some AoE. I think I'm going to go for the AoE, even though Predator you know, it seems to fit maybe a little bit better. I think the die specifically counters some of the most annoying fights. I would rather try that. And we are going to go for the other elite fight. Should have drawn first on this one. But, you know, we didn't take damage and we get to keep our potion. You still play it. It's going to do 25 damage, right? Thanks to increase it to 5. We have a neutralize, we have a dash. I don't know, man. Maybe I shouldn't have approached it like that. I mean, that looks pretty dumb. But actually, now that I think about it, with Orichalcum, we took 4 damage. And we did damage these guys, even though we didn't kill them. Pen Nib. Pen Nib, riddle with holes on this sentry would be nice. If not, it is what it is. I think that even though that looked wrong, it might have been the right decision. And it looked very, very wrong. That's not lost on me. Okay, we're so close to drawing riddle with holes, presumably. I'll take 4 damage to save this potion. Could be much more useful in the future. Frozen egg. Interesting. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. Take a backflip. It combos with bullet time after it's upgraded. Check this out. Your boy has mastered video games. A lot of viable options there. That's definitely one of them. Eviscerate is interesting, but I actually think Blur also combos really well with what we got going on here. Now the question becomes, and dude, you know the answer. There's no world in which I can afford to not go for the smithing here. Absolutely not. Exactly what I was looking for, because now check this out. Yeah. Did that it wrong, but I was excited, okay? Sue me. Yeah. Good damage, plus we got 33 block to work with on the next turn. I think we should tag him right away. And we're playing the draw mostly just to get to the gas in our deck as fast as possible. Bullet time is not necessary here, but you know, it's not bad. It's just not worth a lot. Catch him. 16 damage. Well, I think you gotta weaken him. 2 turns of that is worth a lot. We get out in front. Ooh, it's not a good blur. I think I would let's 18. Well, I'm thinking 18 plus 22 is 40 damage. It's not enough even with the steroid potion. I will play the blur. Riddle with holes, pen nib. Steroid potion is really what we're looking for. We might not even need the steroid potion. There's no riddle with holes though. Okay, 26 damage. Just knock him. Just knock him. You can save the steroid potion for later. Increment that pen nib. We get to save 2 block. Plan the parade. We win. 12. Pretty much where we want to be. Okay. Now, riddle with holes, please. We've been waiting for it to show up at an opportune time. There is no more opportune time. 52. I think we basically absolutely have to pop it. We're gonna live. And then after we live, I'm gonna hit you with a Northernlion Classic. That's right. I'm gonna use the bathroom. I gotta go really bad. It's a fairly long Slay the Spire episode. I apologize, and simultaneously I don't, because nature calls. It is interesting, but we don't rely on hitting like a catalyst or something, like biding time until we hit a catalyst. So I don't think we need a piece like that. And definitely we'll go Busted Crown. Alright, I'll be back in just a second. I could hit you with some Lonely Trout Man, but it's urgent. I'm back. Do not fear. People worry about my bathroom habits sometimes. They say, NL, that was fast. Live in a small apartment, and I got good throughput. Not that it's any of your business. What do we need? Definitely, I think this deck is made of good cards right now. More damage would be nice. I'm trying to think, like, the ability to select a bullet time at the opportune moment would be most helpful. You know what else would be helpful? Calipers. And I wasn't thinking about that prior to this moment, but I definitely think calipers would be a true slapper. This sucks a lot. That's a lot of damage. We didn't really get out in front of him. And this doesn't really help, honestly. What I'm hoping for is exactly what we got. A Riddle with Holes Pen Nib. That just didn't go well. I'm trying to pull us out of this tailspin and think about... I mean, it didn't seem like a tailspin to me until just now, but trying to think about, like, what we could possibly make happen here that would get us where we need to go. Maybe that was just one really bad fight. Or maybe it's a symptom of things to come. I'll take 1 damage. After which point he's pretty much dead. He's dead. We get to start with the pen nib too. No. Okay, what do you got? 75 gold, remove a card. Let's do that. And we'll cut a basic strike. 85 gold for a relic, absolutely. Potion belt. I'm gonna shoot for the fences. I'm gonna swing for the fences. That's what people say. That's why I went risky on that one as well. Now, I think this is gonna be hard. You gotta start with this Riddle with Holes. That's obvious. You probably want to pop this immediately, too. I'm not saying this is gonna be easy. There's a huge blur, though. I actually think just toss a little bit more poison on him. We might have gotten super lucky right there. I mean, basically for 30 gold... We gave ourselves a huge statistical leg up on this fight. And he's actually dead. Bag of Marbles regen potion. I will take a blade. I think that's fine. We're going to rest again. We're going to fight another elite. You know why we're fighting the other elite? Well, this puts us in a real weird position here. But, well, we're fighting the other elite for a couple of reasons. One of which is we got no freaking choice. Draw a Corpse Explosion. You tried. Let's focus this guy first. I hate the entangle. We're only taking 2 damage this turn. I'm telling you, Corpse Explosion, Riddle with Holes. He's done it. I know this seems like a waste here with Pen Nib, but it has to be done. We shouldn't have played the cards in that order, but it worked out. Okay, so we've been very blessed to have this work somehow. Unceasing top. I don't know about that one, but it definitely makes deflect kind of an easier choice. Dude, let's go for the other elite. No oh, it's combat, but with bullet time, this might not actually be so bad. Right, we won't draw because of bullet time, but that's okay. We've been insanely lucky. It's like, what else are we gonna play? We've been insanely lucky with the outcomes we've had on this floor right now, and I'm like over the moon. You know what? Toss him one of these. I'm over the moon because I was gonna not fight any elites on this floor. And I don't know if there's a more valuable lesson to be learned here about, like, you know, CNL, you should always be a little bit more aggressive. But, well, I mean, we're likely to die regardless, but we'll try it out no matter what, you know. We'll ride the lightning on this one, you never know. We've got way more relics than we otherwise would have had, and they're pretty good. They're pretty good relics. Take 8 damage. That's a snoozer. Who cares? Corpse explosion. Hold on. Do it like this. Like this. Like this. He's dead. Okay. Nah. We do... If you, right here, right now... If you could give me... Shuriken. I would basically lose my mind. Shuriken or kunai would completely change the game. Why not? It would give us a real chance. I think it sounds weird, but hear me out. This guy now is a ticking time bomb for 23 damage on him. I think that was smart. Preserved Insect is like a little too late, but hey, it's the thought that counts. We're gonna rest up all the way, please God. Just, I honestly, genuinely, with 9 cards being drawn, I think we have to go for the relic. That's not the relic I was looking for, but I will stand by that decision any day of the week. We picked up a lot of stuff on this floor. 6 relics. None of them have transformed the run, but in conjunction with one another. Probably should have just... Brain? That was... I mean, there's just nothing smart about that. If nothing else, this episode represents one intelligent decision, which is one more than usual. We went a little aggressive. We said, who dares wins. And for the first time in a while, I feel like that has pretty much like immediately paid dividends on this floor. It helped us out like a great deal. I struggle to see a path forward on this guy. And the boot is probably added up to like 200 extra damage for us, but okay, Pen Nib's not even close. How are we gonna do this? We know we love dash. That's good by itself. This doesn't do anything for us here, so let's just get 12 damage for one, and then it doesn't really matter, but you get Pen Nib for next turn, I guess. Straight up, don't play the strike. It's not worth it. I think we're better off waiting for a better attack. Yeah, it's just with that a catalyst might put us where we'd like to go here. Even then, it would probably be pretty close because we got to get him down first anyway. But for once, I actually did that in the right order. But yeah, like right now, it's pretty clear. We just don't quite have the right stuff, but it was definitely better. Right, Unceasing Top. Not that it mattered specifically on that run. Well, you know, what can I say? We're not dead yet, but you need to draw Neutralize, maybe? It's not as good as Neutralize. It was pretty darn good. Second floor boss is pretty much, that's like a 6 out of 10 for us, unfortunately. For now, thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. It's a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. I'll see you next time. See ya!